thought we would begin by asking a little bit about your family and where is your family from and where were you born?
담보대에 남미기로 유주송도 주연인사. 아니 캬 계사 카와레사.
네, 기사 진네.
I was born in a place called Zina.
Zina. What was the largest city near Zina?
And Zina ge damlaya ane thongker cheshu di karina.
Zina sena thongje kora shinga yomare. Dironde.
Zina the thongset jirwa.
Lare.
Ane di ge damlaya thongba che di min khares.
Die min anzo pe loka jebde risni sire.
La.
Risni sire. Jasan rapute.
Rizini.
La.
Yeah. The nearest big town from Zina is called Rizini.
Rizini, And how many families were in your town of Zina?
And Zina nalaya thongba mi khazisiore nangmi nangsa.
Mozo pacha shinga ji jire.
Only about 4 or 5 families.
Oh. What kind of work were your parents doing?
Ane aupala ama lega kharichigiores palamla.
Palamala shimbare.
They were farmers.
Ne, ane chonte tsitajigebuyo.
They also used to engage in businesses.
What kind of business?
And chong kharikyungina.
Chong janalandro ane tartumdundro che tartumdi gemiri chala nyoche ane zamzam chirkumduli kindugiyo. ane chirkumdune ya zamzam sasalandro. ane jagagi chala maaki yonche ane chirkumdulu chong samadhi tartumduli kiche tartumdulu chong yo.
My parents traveled to Lhasa and they purchased things made from India and sold them at Dhartsedho and Chekudho.
I see. How long of a journey was it from Zena to Lhasa?
Ane Zina ne Lhasa chibaina ane tharing lores.
Dawasumda shapu jonga nishu tinding guru.
Di khandere khomba kemne re.
Lare. Khomba jina tashin.
On horseback it would take you about 3 months and 15 or 20 days.
No, tila langka sum ni yore ni. Langka ronam chi da chonam chi ni yore. Chonam nando na pachandawa nga chungur yore. Mon cha de ronam dinon yore.
Ronglam.
Lang ta ngamso chon tong member ki rosa chi yore wa dire. Anda kumbu jamda ni ya yongsa langka dire.
There were 2 paths from our village towards Lhasa, and one would take more than 5 months, but the shorter route took only about 3.5 months.
Your parents would go to Lhasa to buy goods from India and then bring them back and sell them in your area?
Yes, in the Kham regions.
In Kham region, in the Kham region.
Hamaniga dinde duguyorwe dinde Oh, my father used to go to buy the things, but my mother stayed at home.
I see. What kind of things or objects were popular in Kham?
ane anda Kham chola ma chala khiyundiga ne chala khari manga duguyena.
Chala yakhiyon de jamani yakhiyon de chari. Mon chadi chakhiyon gyo.
Ni gyaga ne tsuyo.
Gyaga ni magi 지금도 네 마용디거나 몽차디 고아지 아니 배지 아니 빡빡지 아니 단당은 저 뒤와 가르사 야타군보 비무생이 찍지 무생이 찍기요 아니 자용생이 찍기요 아니 라찌지 인데서는 자만은 많이 긴두요.
From this part of China, my father would bring brick tea leaves. Then from Chekudho, he would buy leather, wool, hide, musk, and different types of herbs.
And then sell them in the town.
And Chekudhone kyunggyodonso kawa zonggore. Yes, in another town, from Chekudho to Dhartsedho.
And did you ever go with him on any journeys?
When I was young, I have been twice. once or twice.
Do you remember seeing Lhasa when you were young?
And Lhasa thong yor we di kabla.
라요 다사들 제일 뭐만 통요 말이에요.
Baba nyamdo chong jaga dudu gane.
다사 리기요 말이에요. 리기요 말이에요.
No, we didn't go to Lhasa those days. It was only later that I've been to Lhasa.
Later, okay. And your mother stayed home and she took care of the farm. Were there other children?
And ama nala de and nale che and shingata pure. And the pugu shemba yodros and nala.
부고 시요.
Pugu shi.
라온.
There were 4 children.
That including you.
내 빈자래.
And can't
말 gem바들.
Gemba shiorwa, can't sit on Arwa.
말에 나찌는 시.
She
너무
and
심이요.
like Chungshurwa.
라온 총.
Yes, there were 4 children and I was the youngest.
Oh, the youngest. Did you get special treatment because you were the baby?
Chungshurwa and chambu teba chires.
지래.
Yes.
Really? What? Why? What did they do that was special?
Teba chambu 가르치했어요, 건조기.
다 칼란나 야부때 둘러나 때 대바스 tinde네.
They provided me with better food and also I got the best clothes.
Oh, were the other children boys or girls?
pugu shemba sumde pure pomure.
뿌리 숨자 뿌리.
All 3 were boys.
So when you were growing up, did they all stay on the farm or did they get married or become monks? What happened?
ane awikan naal de bekabla ane kunzu pinya shemba sumde changma naal de yore yan thabasu de che.
말에 나올때요.
changma sumga.
나온 춘전이야. 나 단다 만서야 용디 내 빈자 춘셔디 단다 던질 숨니 루토 찌지래.
Mare ane pugu shine chungshu aburang ro.
말에 긴쇼가.
Oh, we made a mistake. He was the oldest among the 4 children.
He was the oldest. And he still got better food and best clothes.
ane cheshu yenza ane chambu cherwe. Tanda chambu chire sonsua ta kala yamada duro yoga.
단다 총알 걸로 송된 게 티슈.
Oh, the better food and clothes were provided to the youngest.
Okay. And then, what are some memories of your childhood?
tanda tapu chunju makeup tense cheb는 tanda correct 챙기도 했어.
다 먼저 페일라네 로다요 말에 춘정권. 다 롬바 크로는 요 말에 롬바 양 먼저 로다를 맞던죠 된데 말에. 롬바 크로는 로다요 말에 메디가나 아니 또 생점돼야 돼. 다때 용도 전에 수수수수게 내가 지금 아니 죽은 잔주 아니 도시지 근데 야류 구주는 해서나 아니 답하면 총으로도 총을 치지 근데 야마 치지 아니 도시지는 미치자요.
In our days in Tibet we had no school and some of the children they were sent to look after the animals while some accompanied their father when he went on business.
실도 롬바디 기부시부요. 아니 tunje 야부시부요. 아니 신남배부 아니 뽕리도 좀 뽕리 야부 정말 아니 몇도 야부요네. 인지 지요네. 춘배부.
Our place was a very pleasant land. We had jungles and there were grassy mountains and there was plenty of water.
And what kind of food was your family growing?
아니 돈도 가르치기요나.
돈도 좋지그래, 내지그래, 세마지그래.
신비로 하셔마스나.
신비도 나온서 때마कर 붙이와 온 거래.
We grew wheat, barley and peas.
아니 디요래. 저우생지요.
And then there was another grain called tau.
아니 신도 애벌이요.
We had apples,
따가요.
walnuts,
아니 바담요.
badam, peanuts.
Peanuts. If there were jungles nearby, were there any wild animals?
아니 싱나 나래야 아니 리다 셈젠딘데 요르웨스.
라요래. 진짜 따요래. 지요래. 둠요래. 아니 파라요래. 야생지요래.
Guessing it.
gyasing yang longo da bu chi yor tangam so dil gyase
Shingnage lang.
la re shinna longo ra yor shawa yor ta kan da simje khanga yor
We had,
longjin yo ma ba shen khanga yor
except for elephants, we had all the wild animals like lions, tigers, bears, foxes, goats, deer, bisons.
Did you ever see tigers?
And
Lions?
Dazi Tongses.
yor이 안 점점 롤마 다 용그래.
Sometimes, yes, I've seen them. Sometimes they come down lower, to the lower areas.
나 심지어 구라노는 라도 류따디 오는 대만지는 아니 군사 사가 용그래.
At times they come to our habitation to steal our goats and sheep.
Oh.
신나 타니 뭐래. 킬로미터 제 구주 전도나 아니 신나 논세.
We lived quite close to the forest, about 9 to 10 kilometers.
How did you scare them off if they came?
아니 따지 돈조 난기치라 용나 아니 간데시나 파테기스.
다 그런 주의야. 점점 토가라 맨다게미야.
Sometimes they left by themselves. Sometimes we fired from upstairs.
A gun?
아, 요래.
Were you scared of them when you were a little boy?
아니 아부 춘주인데 간에 시기 위해서 선전 돈줄라.
아, 시기요.
Yes, I was afraid.
Was there any monastery near where your family lived?
아니 나미 안다 아부 춘주 슈사디 담라야 곰바 여르웨스.
라 요래. 곰바 요래. 또 연수 곰바세.
Yes, we have. It is called Tao Nyansu Gomba.
And were there many monks there?
아니 곰바들 잡아 망보 여르웨라.
잡아 숨동원세 요래.
숨동.
나.
There were about 3,000 monks.
Oh.
곰바 친구 요래.
It's a big monastery.
The big one. What sect was that?
The Chulu Karina.
주요 길요래.
Gilukpa.
And how far away walking was the monastery from your farm?
아니 아부 현주 나네 곰바델라 타링루레.
킬로미터 쭉 지치면.
Maybe about 10 kilometers. 5 miles.
5 miles, okay. Did you ever go there well, I was going to say to study, but did they give classes for the children at all?
아니 파겔라야 보고철라 얘기라비야 된데 랍 지기르웨 곰바네.
다 삐잘로야 생기려면 뭐 뒤야도 든데기는 요 말에.
잡아철러와.
오늘 나온
정배 부불라고 말와.
정배 부글을 나기 말에. 삐자 그런 속에 껴고야 되지 껴고를 망언전데 지스께가 농사니 이게 뒤야도 뭐야 든데서야 요 말에.
The little monks were taught to by heart the prayers, but there were no writings taught.
But if you were not a monk, you didn't get any lessons.
The abu taba marwa. This is Gombalia Yigijanga the Chio marwa. No, I haven't been there.
You haven't been there to study. Where did these monks come from? 3,000 is a large number.
Taba donda sum senata pe mangborwa. Taba sama kanele yores.
잡아 동생은 먼저 배에 잡아줘야 가보시고요. 너는 무슨 시요나 너는 지샤지 되면 뿌라 잡아줘야 돼. 정말 그런 게 지단 홍만의 룩스든지 지용이처럼.
보고 숨쉬요나.
다직 나는 이야기를 봐. 되면 잡아줘야 룩스요.
In and around the monastery there were many villages, and in every family if there were about 3-4 sons, at least only one would remain at home while all the others were made monks.
And what about your family?
And abu chunju nala ani khande chere.
먼저 단다 춘전을 봐. 드네 안에 빨아ಕೊಂ자 야마 티지 주고 부 총도 주서야 되지진데요.
Sutuya marwa. Sumga. In my family, at that time, my younger brothers were too small, but my parents had decided that the younger three would go to the monastery.
Who would, if you sent all your sons to the monastery, who would take care of the farms?
아니 봄망체 곰발 따샤베나 안 낭레 수치그레서 낭 싱갈레야.
아 너는 찍 이야기를 봐. 아니 같이 아니 전부 차대는 잡아 뒤기요 말해.
Apparently the the one who stayed at home would look after the farm. And sometimes not all the little ones stayed at the monastery.
They left.
Yes.
They came back. Did you want to be a monk or not?
I would have a chinny tosvesa. No, I didn't have any wish.
No wish to have it. Did your brothers, so eventually did your younger brothers go and stay in the monastery?
아니 제마 빙게 충아 숨디 고만al jorwel tabasirwel.
닌조 인사래.
I think two of them did.
로세나니 납죠 납시영강아도 반네 주중구처와 약 단다 콘트라티. 안티는 좀 공부하는 데 맞죠.
I don't think they were able to stay in the monastery because by 1954-55 the Chinese had already invaded and the monks were not allowed to stay in the monastery.
I see. So, well, I'll just ask, what kind of a little boy were you from 1 to 10? What kind of a child?
Sometimes a lot chicken chew paradigas layani pukande jinsa, we can have pukande jinsa. I was very angry and loved to fight.
Who did you fight with and about what problem?
With the neighboring kids.
And how did you fight? With your fist?
Yeah, with the fist and also stones.
And stones. What do you think you were so angry about?
While playing, we would have just arguments.
So, around when does life change? You're helping with the farm, and your father goes away sometimes, and so does your life stay the same, or does something happen?
Baba Tongyawa Dro Nala Amade de Chidi Yorwa. Did Katu Gua Dros West Mitsidi?
단조와 10분 전에.
이 도둑안에 Katu
주동 저 왔죠. 나발 준비되라.
말에 아부 캐스타 미지다 당고 디벳 코란 상말 흘려 지내 소소소 미지겐 되기 yorwa. 다 교와 Katu 조래 다도 스테 마토야기 교와 지도yorwa.
좋아돼야 돼. 자 콘트라트지 콘트라트게 주주동 인디스네 미겐바도 좀 플러스 아니 두부시부때
이 Katures.
디 맞죠. 망알리 인저래.
It was
맞지
around
망안.
1954-55 when the Chinese invaded and everything changed.
Which Chinese were these?
ngapchu ngapshi ngangalenge yami Katures.
재밌단다 콘트라트래.
Mabu.
No.
The communist Chinese.
Communist Chinese.
세야다 버저 숨주 송어서도 받세요. 먼저 농반.
Kemi Mabude.
재미 마부. 아니 그 가르치에 동부 야나라니 야나 재미 주주동와 재미 주주동데 원쪽에 농바게 미 몸부 아니 야나는 손을 주요.
당고 야나라 지규 땅라나 단다 디르 가르래.
다 주주세나 가르쳐요다. 그 메시지 잘라데 다마 님기요. 아니 마 그릴라기요레 콘자야 용데 볼라니 로파치카 용인스 용기요스 랑가메살라 랑가즈 아니 벤저밍을 벤저티 제니 로파치카 용인스 인제 인지부터 시에레스
숨주성아 소도로.
No.
The first time the communist Chinese came to our village was around 1935-36. At that time, they had already started with the equal distribution of properties in China. And when they came to our village, they said, first they said they had come to help us.
That was in 1935.
송어서도 인저래. 다 루모 붙인 디바루. 그 틴디스도 셔야 요마가.
Yes.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It was, yes, it was around 1935-36, but I'm not exactly sure of the date.
So you would have been, you would have only been 4 years old. He was a baby.
Did gane aulos
드디어 나가다 찌찌요이나 메이나 가시 내 파마기 루중에 시기요.
In fact, when the Chinese first came, I don't even know if I was born because these are what my parents told me.
Right. Before the Chinese communists came, were there other Chinese that had power over your community?
Ani gemi mau the malengelia ani cans trombanalia gemi shamba layers. Yes, they had come and they were stationed there permanently.
And was there a name for these Chinese?
Ani gemi donzu gemi kadiresa.
Gemi huma ne gemi marbu meve malong kongi don jana gemi chiyorwa ontiri.
Mingla.
Mingla jana chuparwa.
Oh, reta.
Jana ki jare ta jana la ne jana shondi sopa ni charwa. Mo shokai ki sopa chikchi ane mo tu ndi kharsa chenge chi ki sopa chikchi ne ko ni charwa.
Before the communist Chinese came into being in China, there were two groups, one under Chiang Kai-shek and the other under Mao. So this was of the Chiang Kai-shek Chinese.
And how did they treat the people in the village?
The Chiang Kai-shek gemi donzuruwa kyan
Lare. Tanda tangwal chudonjo resya chi onti
kunzugi ni kyan zulungba la ya dukja cheswe khandi cheswe sa.
다 간다 전부 지고 야 산이 용기요래서 사들 좀도 내 니만 있었던 너지랑 갖고 세차래.
They had gradually started coming into our country, and they started from Dhartsedho and traveled for about 30 days, and they were in our village.
And what happened when they got to your village?
ane kunzu abu kunzu translate le digana ane khariche sons.
다 올라대요. 군소야 당긴에 쉬임바돈 아니 배낭한테 떠온다 있나니 떠오는 올라대지 장구 받대야 짜오.
나.
올라. 다 군소가 간절라니 원여시야 돼. 올라 줘야 돼. 뭐 생각해요 말해.
They would call us for labor.
Did anyone in your family have to go?
And awikira namine ani sudorwe.
누구요?
Yes, from my family too we had to go.
Who went?
Sudore.
다 옆부터 이제 당기요래. 안 점점 아니 발라군주 누기 저러봐.
Sometimes my father and sometimes the servants.
Really? What kind of labor did they make them do?
아니 내가 올라 내가 가리꾸고레스.
잘라야 그러네. 벤란디네 쿠시나까네 프리아파나바도 콘조 잘라 ds음절이 끼지야 그러고마. 온티 디세요라. 라자요 말에.
We had to transport loads for them on our animals without any payments.
Where did you take the loads to?
아니 도보든지 간에 가봤다 구비였어.
떠오네 통구밭.
From Tao to Changu.
아니 마용데 떠오네 문야밭 맞자요.
And then also from Tao to Minya.
How many days would that be?
The 타링르레 Tao Minya 두죠.
문야 니만 니텔랑 가네.
2 days journey.
Okay. And no pay. And then, was there any other difficulty that your family suffered under Chiang Kai-shek's Chinese soldiers?
아니 셴바 아니 강에 가리냐 여르베단다 게미 냐마 게미 디기올이야.
다도 선다강에 가요 말에.
That was all the problem.
That was all. Were there government? Did you have to pay taxes to Lhasa at that time?
And 디갑레야 아니 아부킨즈기 트랜스레벨 하살라 테티기 여레스.
요 말에.
No.
No. So was the people who were ruling you at that time, was it the Chinese?
This is the kind and 디갑기타 뱀보다보든지 게미레도아.
다 재미예요. 먼저 수수 롱바기 군구제예요.
We had our own community leaders too.
Was your family involved as a community leader?
아니 아버지 남이에게 가서디 병부체 뉴요르에.
아니요, 그냥 빨라 준준준부 아니 명문구제선데.
Yes, my father was for a long time one of the leaders.
How did I know that? What kind of a leader was your father?
근데 빨라 병부치디가네 칸데 치기요레사.
야부치기요레세야 지요레. 미몽기 감각에 가부치사치레.
My father was very popular and considered a good leader.
What makes a good leader in Tibet?
아니 변할래야 병부 약부도 라나 칸데라고 지요레스.
다 전부 안에 년부 야부징에 딱그 징에들라 야부지레.
He was just and good.
Just and good. So, what does anything happen now? You said that the communist Chinese came in 1954 to your village, right? And so you would have been about 15. And so what happened when the Chinese communists came?
개미 마오도 직동 국야 납주 납싱에 가도 warlewa. Today 아버로
납저 숨저 다든지 진저래. 다티 납저 납시 납나 온돌 세찬 주주동기요마. 디까지시기요. 세야디 버저 숨저 수주도 발세요.
숨주 성가 수주라.
랑 야야 자나니야 세. 자나니야 세 제니 트론솔라니 로파치카 용인선 인델레비요.
The communist Chinese had come around 1935-36, but it was only in 1954-55 that they started with the equal distribution of properties.
Okay. Maybe she wants to come in. What happened to your family property at that time?
아니 아부 견주기 아니 가서 강바단 잘라던줄 가르치레스.
아니 콘토기 빠르질라. 아니 잘 주주동기레스. 풀 주주요 말에서는 아니 엔딩굴란 딱루 나두루 ngapchangaparte tatini chujuton ngapchangalalu chujuton de karchere tombo koge ane mimola ne zengjirila america ge ne kontrala ne nyekugundos ane kamchishi gundos ne me lombanon me taga dikite zu ruzo che magi kamchishero shosen yanal ma tieres. No.
First they said that the equal distribution system was only in China and not in Tibet, but later they went back and did it for the Tibetans too. And then they started asking some of the leaders to accompany the Chinese to China because they had to talk with the Americans. That the Americans were 아메리카 돈주 가르치기도 라그래.
다잘라네 nyekugundos. 아니 먼저 감지적인 있어. 아니 감지셔로 로팔쇼스네 로팔리티.
Oh yeah, that they needed the Tibetan leaders to help them talk with the Americans.
Why?
아니 아메리카 냠도 깨지시가 가르치니까 당겨를 배받은죠.
다 권장은 좀 그거 당겨요. 말 권장은 저 깨지시가 희말 깬신 말이 간지니시.
They know that the Tibetans do not know the language to talk to the Americans, but it was just to deceive us.
What do you think they were trying to do?
아니 가르치고 싸면은 이제 믿은 적이.
다디 죽을로 군족에 낙자배 부시부여. 민다. 민다 되기대야 두서지고 선 뒤든달고 뒤든달을 치.
One of the main reasons is that they wanted to collect all the arms that the people had.
So by making the leaders go to China, how did they collect the arms?
다 뱀보든지 마견할 파티친이라.
라레.
아니 군주기 아니 맨다 레야 고주.
여러 지라. 다 주반나 쇼나네 아니 아메리카 놈들 주반 쇼나 먼저 콘라당라니 낙자 여러 지세네. 아니 낙자들이도 두서자.
They said they needed the guns to fight with the Americans.
So they wanted the Tibetan leaders to bring their guns.
This is the kind of pembu dunzu la menda kini jogo la rwa.
말하면 그런서 야 막이 까지 넘발라니 야 그런서 야 둘.
The Chinese collected the guns.
From the Tibetan leaders. And then they were going
낙자
to
미부 시부요. 원조 넘발.
They had plenty of guns.
they were trying to disarm the Tibetans.
Tanga that menda chogo samya de ta zo dingi.
네. 디메나 아니 용으로 제비르와. 낙자 디다타 디지샤나 아니 용으로 제지 라키 말해서는 아니 그것도 지네 디체.
Their use was so that without the guns we couldn't rebel against them.
Right. Did any of the Tibetan leaders go to China?
Ani abuginzu chongse doa ya yone ani pembu dunzu kana alma tiswe.
라치.
Yes, they were taken to China.
About how many? This was from your village or all around the area?
Ani di kyan chongse jebore ya yun changma.
야유 토마레 단당일라 사지요야 지금도 봐도 뿌라 니마질티.
Yes, covered an entire region, and they were all taken together in one day.
In one day. Do you have any idea how many were taken?
Ani kazus tidore think kuhakuyena.
동백하시
There must be several thousand.
Several thousand leaders from one region were taken in one day, by horseback, train. They didn't have
Kandena
trains.
kidos is
모타블리티로와
in vehicles.
Oh, in vehicles. Did they come back?
Ani pembudanzu jema tsu loswe.
로르 낙자리아 렌서드 로르
And after all the arms were collected, the leaders were sent back.
They were almost kept hostage.
This is the gane kunzu tagas juni shashari mashi
네
garchiya marwa.
유니샤샤 낙자리아 렌서드 좀 군도능이야 땅
Yo, it was like they were kept hostage.
Okay. So the leaders come back, and roughly we're talking about what year? About 1954?
55.
54. Okay, after the guns were collected, did anything change in your village after that?
Ani DJ la ani concept na la gyua kare droswe.
드네 자기네 다 총sol라 맹일라네 로파치치 아니 롬바드마 냠기 인세네 아니 군소 문종도 졸라 아니 름바슴조 풀론생직 쇼플론생직 아니 디투생직 사다데리생직 다 치슈디 사다데리생들 디오마디 디투세 디오마딜라 풀론세 디오마딜라 쇼플론세 답변당은 저 있는데 점농을 찾아나 무종디기데 름바시소요 다 쇼플론라니 근데 풀론생 지요르와 풀론을 찾아지 디기디기 아니 맞자데 만도 돌 냠기 인생 마구샤죠 좋지
Angi sumba digi.
라온다 니바티 풀론 쇼플론 풀론생 딜레 안에 센자사디 디조
When the Chinese came to our village, they divided the entire village into 4 different groups according to the economic status. And they said the poor needed help and that they would get equal distribution of properties from the richer ones. And the 4 divisions, they gave names to the 4 divisions like Sadatari, Fulong, Shufulong, and Tidu.
Are those
사다테리 세나 크리스이요레 싱가자 친구 있는 무통 친구 민들 사다테리 했다.
were those names descriptive of any economic category?
아니 민든수 가래 개미 민 말을.
예민이 다티 예민기 민다와. 아니 디투 생에디 주 친구 무통 친구지 아니 원용이 지요마. 어때 디디디디라니 디투다. 민을 디투세.
These were all Chinese names, and Sadatari was given to those who were rich and had a lot of land, while Tidu was given to those who were rich and had power.
And what are the other two categories?
아니 셴바디니 풀롱 더 슈풀롱
풀론 쇼풀론 뒤다 좀 지어와 뒤지 뒤에 간디 딜레 때지 자가 지어와 딜라니 세샤지 아니 단다 뒤주다 비지디게 아니 사지도 또 뿌라 말렌제 아니 냠바래
Shufulong were the poorest of the poor, while Fulong was the average. So all the families were to be made into average like the Fulongs, and the properties and land from the Sadatari and Tidu were to be divided among the Shufulongs.
Did when you heard these ideas, what did you were kind of young, but what did you think of these ideas, or what did your family think of them?
드디어가네 아부캔다 로더 춘주르와
이네
이네 군주기 차시들이야 가르다오지게 셈발 텐스웨
가시된 초기도 삼야 지문바 샹칸 구치 자야요만에
I could not think of anything, only that they were going to take a lot of our properties away.
Were you worried?
아니 셈제 준비해서
다 섬제서 지다 진저도 와이 카임인도 다 파마도 또 섬제 전부 정원와
Yeah, my parents were greatly worried, but I, as a child, wasn't that perturbed.
Right. And so, what began to happen with your property?
아니 다 유자라라 아니 가르치야 고추스웨.
다 뿌라 잡좀 초지에 냠줄마 냠야디도 뿌라 냠나 사지도
Then they implemented all these ideas.
Did you lose much property?
아니 아부캔 나네 아니 망부 초스웨.
때좀 초야
유자라 come
나
up. Yes, they also took from our family.
And so, how did your life change as a result of that?
다 유자라 초차디가네 아니 미질라 다 교와 칸데 레스웨스.
다든는 요와세요 말이야 준 파츠네 문son 단다 디투도 푸론 생이디 단다 쇼푸론도 푸론 냠둘라니 파츠 준는 저와 지초기요 말이야 지기 너는 까자시 초기요 말이야 디 파츠 루초기요 말이야.
Then all the families were not allowed to mix with each other.
You mean that they were segregated according to each category?
This is the so 대대고 거와.
나래.
수단 수는 저와치 초고 말해.
또 수진 저와 지초기요 말이야.
교부 축부부라.
나. 다 그런 줬던데 쇼푸론도 푸론인 저와 지초기로 봐. 디투도 사다다래니게 미디기디는 수지되는 저와 지초기요.
The poorer families like the Shu Fulong and the Fulong were able to move about, but it was the Tidu and the Sadatari who were forbidden from interacting with the others.
With the others, okay. And what happened to you as a young boy? What happened?
And I can't dig up the Then in 1955, I escaped.
Why?
And 가르치니
먼저 빨라니 재미기 섬기래서 이제 고용돼 아니 녹반으로 주도점 제대로 갈갈이야 사사리요.
아니 드디 조과 사절 돼요.
나래 말에 듣는 녹반으로 주도자.
아니 because we had heard that my father was to be arrested soon, so we went up to the nomadic place, and then from there we made our escape.
What was the nomadic place?
아니 조과 사절 돼 민카레.
세타스.
세타.
How long did it take you to get there?
And transibne 세타 레라 가지고 올소.
이마 찍랑.
It's 1 day's journey.
Really? What did you take with you?
아니 가리가리 잘라 가리가리 키네 트임베스.
다 숨지지요. 샤요 말이.
We took about 3 to 4 horses with us, and nothing else.
Nothing else. Which family members were with you when you escaped?
아니 남미 수수 트도래.
몸에 빨아당하니 죽으래. 전부라래.
Only father and me. All the rest were left at home.
Okay. And why were you chosen?
아니 아버지 바바기 가르치니 냠도 치도이나.
나 번노는 긴쇼 말이야. 니 바바로 빠 지지지.
As the oldest son, my father took me to be of help to him.
I see. I see. And when you got to the nomad area, what happened then?
아니 도사 레디가 나니 가르치에서
동살 때는 따도 종제니 인디스니아 칼리칼리 주도요.
drop zone.
No.
At the nomadic place, we sold our horses to them.
갑디데 카리레스나 당경의 돈 지슈이마 잘을 주주던 그래 뭐 벌을 주주요 말이에요. 다들 슈글라니 롬발을 주주요 뭐 록발을 주주요 말이에요. 온전 록발라는 저대고는 록발 주주 던지랬잖아. 무주지.
As I told you earlier, first the Chinese said that the equal distribution system would not be implemented in Tibet, but then they did it to the farm owners.
Yeah.
But the nomadic people had still not had seen the system yet.
I see. Did you stay with the nomadic people or keep moving on to freedom?
아니 this day be 조거든 주념돌라.
다와치니 데인들.
We may have spent a month or two with them.
And then?
ini dijela
다디 제라네 농라네 미 롬바나네 미트 저기 달락자뿌라 양 초자르와 아니 때리 주지 때리 춘죠 유아가 지요니 인데 주지 자는 무고지네 루 바자 죽지럽게 리구버데
가와라
아 원통 롬반
드디어 빨라다
많이도 높아는 야 주도자르와 링이도 또 든데.
Then we learned that after all the guns had been collected by the Chinese, the people of our village, they made axes and then resisted the Chinese.
Oh, so it was a battle in the village?
This is going to Chongsep Nanglaya Animazi.
라레 동생은 신나르와 뉴뉴프라 신나는데 아니 모타 야만 주기와 뒤쯤제 아니 자다님도 인지 지가네.
The people of our village, they hid in the forests, which were plenty in nearby our village, and when the Chinese convoys passed by, then they would fight them.
And do you know about, did they succeed in stopping the convoys or killing many Chinese?
아니 갑자기 아주네 아니 미모 롬바노라니 쇼카 소지 템바 담무서 자레제 다 같이 굴고레제도 주 념두서 칼라 념두서 아니 내가 념두 지지대.
Then it seems that in 1956 all the people were divided into groups and communes were started in and around our village.
But you were gone by then.
Digablaya Babadan Kanyi
요만.
No, we had already left by then.
Yeah. Where were you then after you left the nomads? Where did you go?
아니 dropo든 주자네 파 대연차라니 가와침배.
근데 야 조금도 있어.
Then we reached Chekudho.
나네.
Chekudho.
And
ini dijela
대절 종세.
장라나 단다가
종세나다 종음아티 다 숨제 뭐만 녹바타리 트리만 하면서 사자 동바지여와 대세.
Then we went towards north to the barren areas. ini
근데 야 사사부터 나와 구제디 뭐 나와 구도 다 나와 주면 지지 사사부터 거.
Then from Chang to travel to Lhasa, it took us nearly 10 months.
10 months. So they were going over north. North.
남시 전부 사자 좁으시고요.
That was a very desolate and cold place.
Oh. Did you pass any villages or along the way?
아니 람라 주디간에 총습된데 투구도에.
동세 시라요 말은 로파레제 니제 마요 말은 온전 나와 니제 르다세제네 산이요.
There were not many villages, but we met few nomadic families, and sometimes you only had to depend on wild animals to eat.
To eat. You must have been cold and hungry many times.
아니 망보 장내는 또 지기를 했었는데 다른 뭐.
근데 시로시요 말은 뭐지? 칼라균이 샤만 말아발한다 와니 있음데.
I nearly died And there were months when we just had meat and nothing else to eat.
When you nearly died, were you cold or just sick or starving? What?
또 총을 해야지 둔다 커리만 제르스나 물로 몸부저기요 봐. 잘라는 두바 섭대 명합저지 야쟁이 물로저기는 그것도 남들 용체 남들 놈이 맞다데 아니 막이 살마기 아니 제명마미 파파파 대요. 그것도 루루차기요 말에. 이게 아니 총을 몸부세차. 먼저 주부 말에 완전 감나마 용이 뭔지아디 총을 비샤로.
In many pocket areas of Tibet, resisting fightings were going on, and the Chinese were watching them from the aeroplanes and driving many of the people apart. And even when we traveled over Chang, it was not us alone. There were many people from Kham who were escaping.
So did you travel in small groups?
아니 루루 전에 되르베.
나래 당은 좀 미자사 지지요.
Yes, in my group there were about 100 people.
Really? 100 from Kham area?
정말 캄네르. Yes, from Kham.
So when the Chinese flew overhead, did they shoot or did you have to hide or what happened?
아니 개미든지 남주네 야마따니 저디 요란 남라야. 아니 현주 입되기 건주 맨다 죽기도 해 간데 지기도 해.
점점 죽기도 몽차데 죽음도.
Sometimes they fired, but not every time.
Not every time. Why were you going to Lhasa?
And Lhasa를 가르치는 도르스.
Lhasa라네 자르무치 주요래 따때지치니 지조체네 루카지치니 마페일로 로야 용그레 섬네 티치데 용.
His Holiness the Dalai Lama lived in Lhasa, and it was idea that Lhasa would be just a temporary place for us, and that we would suddenly go back to our own village.
Okay. And so if it took you 10 months, when did you finally arrive in Lhasa? Do you know the year?
And it dawa juji ta turn yongruwa. And in Lhasa jordigane khatusre tengi duesa chikdongugya.
Chitongugya ngapcha Madruda ngabdum parul.
It was between 1956 and 57 that we reached Lhasa.
Okay. And what happened when you got there?
And in Lhasa ledu gane ani kharche sons.
Lhasa tede ani jagal yoy.
Lhasa ne jagal.
Jagal yoy.
Then from Lhasa we traveled on to India.
So His Holiness was still in Lhasa when you went to India.
아니 cancer 야가나 소피디가네 겸거르무친 하사를 슈데요. That's right.
And why did you decide to keep going to India?
아니 야갈파 가르치네 배야게 자시되이나.
야갈라 총잡 가요네요. 다 총자 거리나 레가이나 거리나 지지나만 반지게요 말와. 아니 만일라니 민다른도 주요.
맨다 주.
전부도 통론점 통통스무 전부스무 주요. 아니 다 시요. 디지도 통지 배샤즈체 아니 칼림불 용체 칼림불 사살 밝히야 통제반입니다.
아니 맨다도 tunzupural hasal zonwa.
나래.
We thought we would go to Kalimpong to either find work or to start a business. My father and I, we had 4 horses and 6 long and short guns, which we sold in Lhasa and started a capital. And then we went to Kalimpong to buy things to bring back to Lhasa to sell.
And did you come back to Lhasa?
Any Yangul Lhasa tsu yung Yes, we did.
So it wasn't an escape exactly, it was a trip. It was a business trip. Okay. And then how long did you stay in Lhasa until 1959? Is that correct?
아니 tatsu yone Lhasa le gyuring le shube.
사살 다왕어 주지디.
We may have been around 5 to 6 months in Lhasa.
When were you there when the Chinese attacked the Potala Palace?
아니 gemigi tsepodalaleya di major yadugane ani campige US. No, I was not there.
먼저 납제기 진당 나바리 두바리 질러 아니 휴가를 줘서 주주권 주노라.
Around the 5th or 6th month of 1958, we had already gone to Lhasa to join the Chushi Gangdrug.
Oh, okay. And where were they that you met them?
아니 Chushi Gangdrug la 저거야 디 가와토래 군주 간데 하코래.
주군들라네 가농농 갈리갈리 까치치치치 질럽체니 도스치치 디노는 손디노는 중에 징원서 발라체래.
아니 발라 Chushi Gangdrug 주.
라레.
We heard about the Chushi Gangdrug from other people, and then my father joined the group.
Was that like in Tibet, in Lhasa, or?
This is a kaware pala jusa de kaware. Lhasa leore Chushi Gangdrug dikabla kaware.
Lhasa leore.
Yes, at Lhasa.
It was at Lhasa. And what did you do? You were quite young.
아니 아부 can't do gonna lo chunjiro an 가르치베스.
마 Lhasa 데치 데누츠 파리르요. 많이 로카차.
My father and I got separated because I went to Pari.
Why did you go there?
And Pari la 같은 페레.
파리라는 건또 뒤요르와 뒤념도 파리르요.
뒤념도.
Now.
I went with the mules to Pari.
I see. Were you upset or scared when you got separated from your father?
아니 빨라 찍라 페 아부 셴바 찍라 친이르바 인디캅라 셈베나 셴나라 지케스웨스.
셴나도 아니 빨라 튀고 말이 섬니 셴나 싶은도.
Yes, I feared that I would not see my father again.
Yeah. That must have been frightening. You were alone, no other family, and how did it happen? Did you get lost in the crowd, or what happened?
셴나다 여다 셴바 수지 뭐 신경 말 빨라네 마. 아니 간데진 빨라 키니 카가 차레스.
먼저 페이치바 몸부여래. 또 먼저 님들이 뒤 몸부여래. 뒤पछि 동지 삼았어요.
I had people from my village with me. We were about many people with about 1,000 mules.
Oh, Okay. Is there some way he can kind of tell us the story about what happens around what happens in Lhasa then? Because he's not there during the invasion. So how does he leave? I don't want to keep asking.
아니다 빨라디 하살라 다 Chushi Gangdrug 주르와라 아니 딩압중압게네 아니 캬파 파리라 페르와 아니 하살라 마우투 쇼야디 코스웰 칸데
고소
디갑라 캬 카와이나
다 납정압젤 말에 딩압정압 불르와 아니 드는 건서요 파리네 마 깔림불 마요 아니 깔림불은 휴가를 연접하는
효과라
나 주주군을 딸
맞어 아니
되게
아니 마 가와징래 빨라기 마 가와징래
마 가바가 간 때때 진진이 있더라
빨라디 Chushi Gangdrug 하살이요레 효과래요레
효과래요 되게 효과래요
그냥 하지 당보 하살이요라
라레라
디네 효과를
라레라
In the year 1959, when the Tibetans and the Chinese were fighting in Lhasa, at that time I was in Pari, and from Pari I had already gone to Kalimpong, while my father was with the Chushi Gangdrug at Hoga.
Did he get away?
아니 빨라 가르치래, 죄타래 가르치래. 아니 빨라 죄타. 가르치래 빨라.
나네.
빨라 가페네.
빨라 드니 제가를 용치 내종.
Oh yes, my father was also able to escape. In fact, we reached India and he died here. In India.
In India, okay. Your father was able to escape. Is there anything else about your life story up till India that you think we should know about?
아니 다 야가 말레 봐도 다 아버기 좀 루유지요라. 디네 다 간주 가를 하스웨서 단달라뷰. I think I said all.
You think you said all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to ask a few more questions then. It looks like you have a big family now.
단단 낭미 망려요래.
단다 놈이 그 시요래 나오네. 많이 그 투요.
I have 4 children and myself and my wife.
Oh, nice.
6 in the family.
So what advice or message would you like to give the next generations of children, your grandchildren? What do you think, what advice or message would you like to give future?
Abu kyangi ngone rwala kyangi pugure ene anda nganzu phebe pugota loshunu mangbo yorwala en khonjula labdenra the labja jikyona ane kyoya yona khari kyon saresa pugutsolo shebatso
puchiro jis ane pushonla shuma ane pentong je ane lekaching je yoyage ane tichiro jis ane tilabya yins.
I would advise all the younger generation to study really hard and then to serve the government of Tibet.
And in what capacity?
Any candidate which any shabju shuguresa.
That Kadila Moya. That Nega Yapuchita, Tombuchita, and Lama Kunjuchia, the Kitchimburwa.
One should be honest and full of integrity.
Do you feel that if it was possible, would you return to Tibet?
Ani tanda susu deba yunge ta yimba ina do chonge yimba ina phelo pha losa rewesa.
Phelo losa re.
Yes, I would.
You would? Okay. Do you have any plans to go back?
Tanda chashi ke yewesa phe pha jik doyagi.
Chik Rutug men Rosan, the Tatina Yoga, Tanda Misei Kaime.
I have no concrete plans, but I feel that I may get the chance to go back once.
Luchimburi, Luchiri.
Yeah, because I'm getting older.
I'm
68.
Yeah,
I fear the cold climate of Tibet.
Yes, it's hard when you get older. Is there any questions from Jeff or from you, Jenchen? Do you have any? Sue?
Just wonder if you ever heard what happened to the rest of his family.
Tanda pa amani ngasiseni tonde. Tupcho rebjeri good ba tonsen. Ani pinjachik ne omadi de ya tleche de tons. Whatcho jachicha sumli sevayo.
Paligubi.
Long.
Pomo?
Pomolemoso. Ani ne bugi ne pinjat na nang dingi puchiles. Kotanda mungutulio. The majeto sote tibuli chujimindu.
I heard that my mother had passed away in 1968-69, and my younger brother was able to come to Balakopi, and he passed away in 1983.
Yeah, he died. Well, no, go ahead.
When you first saw the communist Chinese in 1935 or whenever it was, did you help them? Were they helped by
the Tibetans? Konge keja tiala rala. Ta chikdong kuja sumju sobshi songa dwala ra kemi maab de thangbulle ro thosib na ya. Endi kabla ya pheba tunju gi khonjul ropa che or sigdwe.
Ropa ta kashi cherwa. Tete kashi ropa cher.
Kemi la ya.
Long. Tanda pendang onzo jeme tombu chi yong de tanda drgi dire. Shagoto dancing.
Kyanzu longba la ya kemi tiyunge.
Janani ya tiyung. Jik dire. Jige sarang kimbuseni keta chimbuchi noa.
Chabara bela.
Kimburi, sarachi kimburi. Chong dire. Ji tau chunza sengi jure kunza ki ya tiyung jore. Da tiyung na maja ne kunza nyamdu leerwa. Kunza di sanele kangan tiyo.
Ale Koranzo la ya.
Laon. Tete magi janal mandu chi ya jada nyamdu ya payili ya yongwa.
Kunzu sum kawane pemburu bela.
Lade pumburi.
Kawagi pemburu kunzu sum.
Da sarang kimburi, sarachi kimburi, sara di karsa. shondonyam도 만지바치는 마페일로 와한테데 또 춘자네 또 놀라네 때지 참만딩 차지마 자마는 줄.
Yes, some Tibetans did help the Chinese because I've heard that the Dege Chagutopten, Sera Kempo, and Tao Chunze were 3 people who the Chinese came together with in our village. And these people had probably frictions with among themselves. Like the Kempo of Sera had frictions with the government of Tibet. And the same way with Tao and Dege Chagutopten.
So the second question is, how are the Chinese that arrived in 1935 different from the ones that came in 1956?
You mean from the Kuomintang Chinese and the Communist Chinese?
No. They're both communists, right?
Oh yes, the ones who came in 1934.
Right, 34.
Okay.
Ones that came later.
Yeah. 다 야미동주 탱만니즈레도와 당보대 주도 법제 숨주 수없이 성화도와라 찍레로와라.
나래.
양압주 압시 강화도와라 찍레요로와라.
업장 없이는 세번 말해. 그 혼자 됐대. 먼저는 초조지야디 업장 없이 뭔가 줄은 것도 좋아.
아니 이네 숨주 수없이 성화는
세조
데데요.
재미디 들어데. 재미디 동부 세대가는 받자 주동국자 주종한테 받듯이 인사를. 디디가는 지세야 돼.
이 야미 가디래.
그 재미도 남아부들이. 다 디세네 루 특별히 견주요. 디디가 아메 코반노요 그래서. 디디 고 쫓고 싶어랬나. 아니 마로제니 진이 야용조래.
So those Chinese who came to our village in 1934-35 were the same Chinese who were there even in 1955. But until 1955, they did not start the division of properties. And I've also heard that when I wasn't born yet, the Chinese had also come around in 1910, 1915. Yeah.
Well, we have to read a list that we
네, 근데 델레야 콘주기 로알라. 먼저 tangi 다리 빠르게표든지 베지탄 초그리스 송야지요 로알라. 베지탄 초나 초그리스라네 얀 델레야 차센치고도. 디 카와 베지탄야 레스나타 the sigi or pechashana radio dawada TV dawada da ji computer internet yorwa dinde ne pha pheju tanya ye maong bala dinde ta chashi us rwa endi tana digi yona ene de la chasen chikero chi larta en min ji wikya ne thundu social dwal no thundu do stina na dirta gang de le
I was also wondering what people's reaction was to the Chinese in the different times when they came in this village. What people say and how they feel about the arrival, coming and going of the Chinese in these different times.
다 야미동주 용즈체 도즈체 치도와
No.
다 진짜 주동급교 주청하는 찍래야 칭 데체로 인텔라 미마동주 디고라 카레삼주요나
유mon게 가기요 말이야. 근데 저 주종을 세대야 롱발 그런 그 같이 제세는 디디고 원어 잡지 아니 호마 전 마로 저래. 나래.
The people of the village, they never liked the Chinese, and even when they came the first time, the people resisted and they were able to send them away.
What does he think about the Chinese now?
And tanda abuge yamin chola ani chowa khandera samgi devesa.
다 그냥 챙깁니다. 먼저 롱발라니 까는 중에 파마도 저도 두부땅인데 개미이 섬에 챙긴도 마찬 다 챙깁니다.
I believe that these were the Chinese who made my parents to suffer so much.
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
두부 시부땅 가인디 두부땅 다 받았대요.
Incredible sufferings.
Incredible.